What's going on, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time. Today is the return of Persona 5 and two pretty big requests, both in the same video. We have Layer Cake and Butterfly Kiss. Both of these songs have entered the Mandela Effect status on my channel, where people are like, I could have sworn you've heard Layer Cake, Butterfly Kiss, or how has it been this long and you haven't, that kind of thing. So today's that day. We are hearing these from the channels Mick Shawarma Upload and PSC, requested by DJSingleTone, Ahmedsmthn, Baraal, and Niklas. Thank you very much. I think both of these are Shoji Meguro, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's just get into it. I have heard these names for 3 years now, so I'm a little anxious going into these. This is a Layer Cake. Cool name. From Persona 5. I just noticed a cat right here. There it is. Can you imagine playing the bass and then playing Persona? And what that feeling must have been like? Or not playing the bass. Chorus. Layer Cake. What does that mean? Ooh. This one's saucy, dude. The whole aesthetic of Persona is so cool to me. Like the way the logo looks, the red and black, like the black and white kind of like comic thing. The fact that I know nothing about it besides school has this mystery to it. And then the music, of course. You know what's funny about this? Is the video right before this one. That was also Persona 5. I said something along the lines of like, I wonder what the most like intense song from Persona 5 is. And by intense, I mean just not so loungy and jazzy. Just like maybe there's something out there with like a little bit more like final boss energy or something, just to see if it existed. I think this might be it. It's at least the beginning of it. It's still loungy and chill, but it has just like that kind of ominous, mysterious intro. But I think it goes without saying that this song is just a bass player's like dream. It's got the popping, the slapping, the rhythmic stuff, the jazz stuff, the fusion stuff, the funk stuff. We got the organ in there. I mean, the whole time, I was really trying to think of two things. I'm like, okay, this is a big request. So obviously this one's stuck with people. And that could mean two things. That's a significant story part, or the song is just really that much of a standout, which I could see. And that's kind of all I was thinking. I was like, where could this go? And then the song title, Layer Cake. Is that a translation, or is that just quite literally? Because to me, a lot of the song titles in Persona 5, at least, seem to be metaphorical. Rivers in the desert, it's like, what do they mean? I guess obviously this is where we got to play the game type of thing comes in, but like layer cake. I mean, I can't help but think of like, I can only go with what information I have. So I start to piece together, and a lot of this channel is just me throwing shots in the dark, just guessing stuff. And if I had to take a guess, since it's school related, this would be like cooking class. Is there like a baking class or something? I don't know. I don't know. I've said this before, but Persona to me, as long as I've been listening to it, still feels very mysterious to me, and I wanted to keep it that way. That's one of the big reasons I don't want to play it, besides the fact that I just simply haven't had the spark to play it. Trust me, I've been curious, many people, thousands of people have been like, play Persona, but it's beyond just someone telling you to do it. Just if someone tells you to play something, are you going to play it? Maybe you might consider it, but your time is valuable, and whatever, the stars kind of have to align, maybe someday. But to me, it's a mixture of, I haven't had that spark yet, and also I like just having this thing, this kind of like this what is the term, is like the ace in the hole, like just this kind of like this thing I can pull out whenever, is technically whenever Persona comes on the channel, I know that I'm going to be in like a great mood. It's going to sound fantastic. It's going to bring people together. It's going to have people talking about it. It's going to have viewership. It's going to, it's a good thing. It's always positive. It's always positive. Which is kind of funny because I've heard the story is like pretty negative. I don't know about 5, but like in general, like it kind of touches on some real life stuff. But in general, right, like Persona is a very appreciated series. So the fact that whenever Persona's time comes around on the auditorium again, it always feels like, what it feels like? It's like if you're a kid and like you're going to like the arcade, or you're going to the mall, or you're going to Chuck E. Cheese, I don't know, like just like your event time to go somewhere, field trip. So that's what it feels like to me. Persona feels like I'm going on this little ride for a little bit, and then I have to, who knows when the next time I get to hear it again is. So I don't know what the hell layer cake means, but the song is fantastic. It's I just love that there's a soundtrack out there that really emphasizes the bass guitar, because I'm not gonna lie, it's the bass is kind of underappreciated. And I'm saying that as a guitar player. It's kind of underappreciated. Not in this game. Please tell me what layer cake is referring to. And does that song, I'm always gonna ask this when it comes to P5, does this song exist in any other instance with vocals, or, because I know there's like multiple versions of P5 songs. And then another big request, which again, don't know what the title means, Butterfly Kiss. A little bit longer, so I'm guessing this is a couple loops. This one does say Shoji Meguro on it. Butterfly Kiss, 2 big requests. Persona 5. Hand percussion off the bat. The bass. The past 3 songs I've heard from Persona have had all been instrumental. And maybe this one too. Rhythm change. seems like this one, the highlight is the percussion and bass a little bit. The fact that the bass, here it's part of it. Like this feels like the verse section, like where vocals would go. Before that, when it was just the rhythm part. It kind of opened the doors for the drums to kind of do their thing for a bit. It's either pre-chorus or chorus next. The songwriting remains the same regardless of vocals or not. It sounds like Sade, you know? Her music reminds me of this. It's easy to see why they got a singer like Lynn, because a lot of the melodies have such a singability to them. Yeah, I just imagine someone singing here. So like almost like a karaoke remix, you know? Or the instrumental. I think that's the loop. So I think that was the chorus, and I think this is like the intro. Oh. Was that snare always there? Maybe it was. See, I'm hearing new things all the time. Once again, no setting in mind. I don't even know if there are many settings in Persona 5. Ever since I found out it was like school related, I think most of it just takes place on campus, no? Do they ever like go places? To the wilderness? To me, it feels like a lot of the music has to do with strictly dialogue going over them. It was sick. The last 4 songs now, including that one, all have a very similar thing. They were all instrumental. They all had a very jazzy organ-based thing. So that was like a nice block of Persona 5 music I just heard. So thanks for that. I love instrumentals. I prefer them most of the time. So that was just right on my element there. Those are all going into my normal playlist. So yeah, I've been told through the grapevine that Persona is very much school related. I'm telling you like the info I know, which is very little. It's school related, and they're long because of like the semesters, and they just keep adding more to the same story. And I've seen some footage, and I know it kind of plays like I don't know how it plays like a traditional JRPG, but I know there's like JRPG elements with like the battle system, and there's like this wheel, and I know there's, I think, personas. I don't know, I haven't seen them in action, but I know they exist. But the actual gameplay itself, like beyond a fight, I don't know, I haven't seen that too much. I've seen a lot of talking. So I don't know, but then again, I've also seen like free movement too. I've seen very little of the game, to be honest. I think most of what I've seen has been battle stuff, but it looks to be like it's very emphasis on like story and like decisions, outcomes. Maybe that's like the thing, is like replayability, maybe different answers. Because whenever I see, I don't think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think it's like an action game, right? Like when you're moving freely, I don't think you're actually like doing stuff like picking up items and collectibles. It's probably just to like get from point A to point B. That's what it seems like to me. It feels like you're going through like a story, like a book kind of thing, or an episode or something. And I think that's why the music, in the nicest way possible, sounds very vague to me. I don't think, like when I think normally, you know, a title would go to a specific mood, feeling, or location. Persona's music has this vagueness to it that makes it feel like it's just aiding the story along. Like I hear this and I see like a chill conversation, and that's pretty much it, you know. So please let me know. Like I said, I've kind of ignored it for the longest time. Anything I've seen at all is just from me watching friends stream, and like they just happen to be streaming Persona, but I'm not like really paying too much attention. I've just, you know, kind of caught glimpses of it. I think for me, like, you know, it's gonna be like this for a while, for me just making guesses and stuff. If it was up to me, I would have never seen any footage at all, but that's just me, what I've seen throughout the past 3 years. In a perfect world, I would have just, you know, I can know as little as possible, but I do ask questions, and this music, is fantastic as it is, it does have this just kind of like, what's going on here? You know, is it just talking, or is there actually something happening? Oh, and the other thing I know too is that there's like a nighttime thing that exists. There's like a night mechanic. You have to remember, I get like a lot of comments for the past 3 years regarding Persona. I can't remember all of them. I think that's it. So fantastic butterfly kiss. Don't know what that means. Layer cake. All 4 songs were amazing. I heard 2 this one, but before that, I would consider it a block of 4. All fantastic. Persona music. Met a lot of cool people through this series. You know, throughout me doing this whole thing, I've met different people in different communities, but the people I've met through Persona have been like some of the coolest. So appreciate you guys, and it's awesome that sometimes people tell me, hey, I discovered Persona through you, which is wild to me, for me to think. I assume people that click these already know these games, but the fact that I can even introduce someone to this is fantastic. Thank you to DJSingleTone, Ahmedsmthn, Baraal, and Niklas. Thank you to all my Patreon members you see here. I cannot be here without them. I say that all the time, and I mean it all the time. I cannot. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Peace.